All right. And there she is.
Dr. Drokel. Ew.
And Zurg 619.
Ha. Got get a little bit more Mephiston red on my palette.
Mm. And Brad S is here.
Woo. Oops. That was probably a little much.
Oops, you did it again.
Yep.
Oops, you hobbied again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
It's time to fix these elves.
So,
Think I'm up.
what? How are you gonna fix them?
Well, there's nothing wrong with them. There's no blending. So I think part of the problem was I was too far away from the model to really see what I was doing. So I've reorganized the camera a little to be a little bit more overhead. And hopefully, with my face a little closer to the model, I'll really be able to see exactly what I'm doing.
That makes sense. And Craig Turpin is here.
Woo.
And a good old Lucky Bat, ooh woo.
Ooh!
Speaking of ooh woo, I saw that the chain sword that you put
Yeah!
on the Instagram. Looking really good.
And that's just my sloppy reference that I'm going to throw into
Right,
Illustrator
I know.
to actually turn it into a drawing.
Mm-hmm. You know me, I love a good illustrated. Illustrator. I think we have some of the cutest videos on the internet.
Yeah.
Especially the video on our Patreon.
Tons of production went into that. Holy
Yes.
moly, you guys have no idea.
Yeah. The amount of people that we had to hire and fire to be able to make that Patreon video.
Hours of research. We actually went to the Goya factory.
Yeah. I didn't even know. It was right down the street.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool. Joey Flores is here.
Hello, every pony.
Remember those orc models that I got from Daniel?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like
One of the
9
big
copies of Assault on Blackreach.
Yeah. One of the big problems with them is he super plastic glued the bases to the miniatures
Yeah,
more
he
than
did.
anything. So I have to fix it. It's insane.
Did you have to yell at your crew, at the crew on set for not following social distancing as well? No, we actually had everyone 6 feet, so we were taking up about a quarter mile.
Mm-hmm.
Of
Yeah,
real
we
estate.
also have a COVID director. So we're compliant with all the COVID rules for the state of Illinois in filming. Yeah, if you're part of like Hollywood in any way or filming, doing anything, the rules just don't apply to you.
Yeah.
So
I'm a part of one theater group online, and the admin has decided that she will not be allowing any posts of events until COVID is over. So anyone who has any work in any capacity cannot post about it.
So, what are you supposed to post there? Like, oh boy, do I wish I was doing theater right now.
Yes, that. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're in, wherever you are. Yeah, no posting about work.
It's pretty crazy. Hello from Taiwan. Your channel inspired me and helped me win a local model prize.
Ah, nice. Well, I'm glad we helped. And good for winning a prize.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I've never won a prize.
Do you have a picture of your model?
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to see it. That'd be pretty neat. If you have it on Instagram or you want to throw it on our subreddit, I'll have to take a look.
Put it in the mail. Just say EOB for where to go.
It'll get here.
Santa will get it to us.
Yeah. Santa's very helpful.
Mm-hmm. Painting some pants, painting some elf pants.
That's the elf pants song.
Yeah, aren't we all just painting elf pants?
Mm-hmm. Deep inside.
Mm-hmm.
I watched some of Andrew Schultz's kind of a comedy special, kind of not.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty interesting.
Mm.
It's like 4 topics divided over 4 15-minute episodes. It's pretty interesting. Basically, it's just like new rules from Bill Maher. That's kind of the style of it, but him. So it's a little better and tighter. It's funnier.
You know what I watched today? I watched Midwinter's video, which had probably the greatest title of any YouTube video of all time. It was called YouTube Burnout 100-Pound Weight Loss. What's ruining 40K? 1, 2, 3 Q&A.
Jesus.
And he doesn't really go into those topics.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he does. Like he goes through. It's an hour long. He probably talks about those topics in just a couple of minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But it was beautiful. Just like, wow, how did you nail it? You got all the things in there. Every single thing.
Yeah.
Apparently, though, since the beginning of the year, he has lost like 100 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Although he hasn't, I mean, he honestly hasn't been posting that long.
Mm-mm.
Like, he feels like such
good.
a staple, but...
Mm-hmm. Hey, Connor Reed. Yeah. Yeah. And is it interesting? The Q&A?
No.
Was it live?
No, he just answered questions, I think, from his Patreon.
Ah. That's kind of a good end of the year thing.
Yeah. Connor Reed, I loved your newest video on light reference. Yeah, we're pretty proud of it.
Mm-hmm. It's a good one. True, Flores. Well, it was an hour video. Pretty easy to get all that in there. That is very true.
I think I listened to it in like 20-minute chunks all day.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I kept being like, is it? It's not. It's still.
Uh-huh. An hour is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to. That's why, going back to that special that I watched, breaking it up in 15, 16-minute chunks, pretty smart idea.
Mm.
And he changed the topic every chunk. That's a pretty. I think that was a pretty smart way to do it. So you could watch the whole hour, or you just kind of watch the part that you want, or watch it throughout a day or something.
TK's 3D Prints. Hello.
Connor Reed, I've been just eyeballing my blends and looking at others. Yep. I saw someone commented today saying like, how come like no one else has talked about doing it like this, like taking a photo for reference?
Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, most people. I mean, once you learn how to do it, you do intuit those lighting conditions.
Yes. Yes.
But obviously, like, how do you learn that?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's... Yep, it's... I don't know. I mean, you learn it through people just saying, well, the highlights are on top, and...
Yeah.
But that doesn't really kind of explain how it works.
No. Yeah, and I think for me, the photography was almost an afterthought after I was going to explain it with the Photoshop. And I'm super glad I have both in there.
Well, I think, yeah, I mean, the photos are super accessible just because anyone can take a photo of their model and get it. Where if you're maybe not great at drawing, or you don't have Photoshop, or don't know how to use GIMP, then it's hard.
I think somebody said something really interesting about using skin tones to highlight red.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I'll try that a little. So right now I'm just using like a pink, which is working.
Speaking of that point,
I need to get some burps. I need to go to Sam's Club, get a big 50-pack or whatever.
50-pack of burps.
There's something little.
This is Malta Goya.
Goya. There's something a little disturbing about the giant car-sized shopping carts you get at Sam's Club. It's like 3 regular carts bolted together. It's a little obscene.
This is America. What did you expect?
Do I really need the 28-pack of Hot Pockets?
Yeah. And I it's interesting because I always kind of felt like it was a place where if you had a giant family, you would go there, or like if you had like a business and like you had a bar, you would go there to get a bunch of booze, like for wholesale booze, or like frozen like French fries and stuff. But like we went there all the time for no real reason. It's only a family of 3.
I used to go there all the time when I worked at Steinhoffel's to get myself a 50-cent hot dog.
Mm-hmm. You know, and hot dogs aren't supposed to be 50 cents.
Well, they get you in the door with the hot dog, so that you buy 14 pounds of potatoes for $7.
Right. Well, and also because they take bad Sam's Club employees and turn them into hot dogs. Those two things are also true. Dr. Drokel, I need the 400 count bagel bites and the 64 roll I poop a lot pack of toilet paper.
I think in a pinch, the bagel bites will actually double as toilet paper. You just kind of have to unroll them.
Yeah. Well, honestly, they'll stuff you up so much you won't even need to poop.
That's true.
Brett S. Originally, I think Sam's Club required that you had a business license to get a membership. It was for small companies to buy stuff in bulk. Ha! Look at that. I agree with Brett S.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it feels like. Because I know, like, you can get a special membership that is for businesses.
When if with the business license, is like the first 10 pounds free?
No, I think because my parents had one because of bowling alley.
Ah.
So, it's like there's something weird with the taxes. Like you don't pay the taxes there, you pay it somewhere else. Like you pay it when you sell I don't know. I don't know how it works. I was 5, so but I know it was something.
So you weren't
taxes.
up on your tax code back then.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you get a special receipt for your taxes. I don't know. Well, now I just don't pay my taxes like a true communist.
So. I think you mean a true patriot, because taxation is theft.
Yeah. Well, I don't. Yeah. I do have a bunch of guns, so they can come and get my my 5 cents.
Mm-hmm. TK Sturdy Prince, I am lucky I have a 24-hour garage across the road from me, so if I need snacks or sugary fix, I can just pop on over there. Oh, yeah, I know. When I lived across from a 7-Eleven...
Every day. Every day was a 7-Eleven day.
You know, like 7 o'clock rolls around, and you're like, I need just something.
The amount of time
like
that we spent there.
An entire bag of gummy worms.
Yeah. Yeah, we were frequent shoppers.
Mm-hmm.
That was honestly top 10 locations of any building near a college campus.
Oh yeah.
Basically on campus, right by where people live.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Imagine living on the other side, like the other side of the school. There's just nothing there.
Mm-hmm.
A subway, you got a subway. But you also have a subway on the towards the south of the campus too.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, there's 2 subways and a Cousin Subs and a Jimmy John's.
And I think I went to that subway twice.
Mm-hmm. TK Studio Pins. We don't have many open all-hour shops in North Wales, and since I never bothered to learn to drive, it's handy. Yeah, that is a good way to. That's a good thing to have. Right there. Remember when there was not super far away from campus, but there was a Blick, and it was perfect because you had to go there all the time to get supplies, and sometimes if you were enrolled in certain classes, you had to go get like a pack of art shit. That's what they called it. And then they closed that Blick, and then you had to go super downtown, and it was upsetting every time because it was like an hour bus ride, or you had to find parking and hate yourself.
It's a small shop that you can buy most things from. It is overpriced. The bread costs nearly £2.
I'm not current on my exchange rate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like that doesn't sound crazy for bread. Isn't a pound a bit more than $1? Is it a lot more than $1?
Let's see. So that is $2.71 freedom bucks.
I feel like that's what bread. I mean, it depends, I guess, on the type of bread. Maybe like Wonder Bread is probably cheap, probably $2. But I feel like something with a little fiber is probably $2.50.
TK's 3D Prints. It's a mixed blessing owning a shop near a school. Makes loads money, but you have to deal with all the kids. Yeah, you're allergic to kids.
Can't just be like, Jimmy, nope. Get out. The other kids can stay because they don't suck, but Jimmy has to go.
Those kids learn real life lessons there. Like Jimmy sucks.
Yeah, take your EpiPen and get out. to steal a John Mulaney joke. A loaf of cheap butternut white bread at my local Walmart runs 88 cents. What's butternut white bread? Does that have anything to do with butternut squash? Or is butternut a brand?
It's just probably a brand.
Ah. Yeah, plain white bread is really cheap.
Also depends on what state you live in.
That's true.
I think in Wisconsin you're not taxed on it, but in Illinois you are.
Dr. Trokel, 2 pounds of what? 2 pounds of what? Just throw a sack of precious coins on the table and just a big heavy clunk. This ought to cover it. It's like when Han Solo flicks the bartender a vague thing for presumably having to dispose of Greedo. Like, I don't know how much do you have to flip him to get rid of Greedo? Or maybe just to forget his face, and then the Imperials show up and take care of Greedo. TK Studio Prince. Though I prefer bread that's made by a bakery. I love fresh bread. I would make it, but it's cheaper to buy made. Yep.
Yeah. And you don't have to do it.
Yeah.
That's the part that I like.
Why did I just put black paint on my palette? I completely lost what I was about to do. Why are we picking on Greedo? Unta puta solo. Jabado wantikan. Dabadu teng. Utengi wanauska. Oh, then what does he say in the new edition right before he gets blasted? He goes, Chesta da hoto ista clankto nabota. And then he says something new. Right before he gets blasted, they added a line for Greedo.
Is it like a racial slur or something?
No.
Would that make sense, though?
I've seen A New Hope so many times. McClunky! Everybody in the chat got it. McClunky! I just saw the deleted scene where young Anakin beats up young Greedo. Yep. Or does that mean that Greedo's like 40? Thank God they deleted that scene. They should have deleted every scene with young Anakin.
TQ's 3D prints. Oh my god, LOL. I love Star Wars, but I could not quote, the lines from the aliens. Yep.
I can.
Yeah, very special kind of weirdos can do that. Those are the people that you want to watch out for.
Yeah. We're on a list.
Well, you're on a list. I'm not a weirdo. I'm sure it's probably you. Kilgore Void's on that list. That makes sense to me.
Honky religions and ancient weapons are no replacement for a good blaster at your side. I used to know all of Jabba the Hutt's lines too, but I don't know if I remember them all. I don't watch Return of the Jedi as much. Sebulba's poodoo will be forever engraved in my mind. I remember Bosk's lines. In Empire Strikes Back, Bosk goes at an Imperial officer once. And never again. He barely moves because I'm sure they didn't put eye holes in the mask because he didn't actually have to move in the script. And also what's great in that scene in Empire where you have all the bounty hunters, IG-88 is actually standing offset because they made him too tall for the camera. So if you look, his legs just end. Because he's literally standing offset. I also think Bosk makes an appearance in Clone Wars. I think he makes an appearance in the same arc that, what's his name? Who's the bear guy? Han Solo's friend, Chewbacca. In the same arc that Chewbacca makes an appearance.
Who's the bear guy?
I thought you were about to boss Nass the boss Nass gurgle thing. Yeah, that was odd in the movie. Yes, Bosk's whole outfit was reused from an episode of Doctor Who in 1966. Yes, that happens all the time, where costumes from one movie makes its way into another movie. Han Solo's blaster is actually from another movie, where it was modified to be a Mauser with a longer barrel. And it's been identified based on the scratches that it's the same gun that has been further modified. And I believe that's the London version of the gun. And when they did reshoots in America, he actually had a different gun called the Greedo Killer. It's a different gun when he shoots Greedo.
Yeah, some people have a lot of time to look for scratches. It's crazy.
TK, Studio Prince, have you seen the artwork someone did of a dark version of Star Wars? All the Stormtrooper armor looks so spooky. Darth Vader is so damn good. See if I can find it. I think I have seen that. Is that the one where like there's a lot of bones and skulls? There's also a really cool series. I think they were made into toys, but kind of like Japanese samurai inspired. I mean, Star Wars is inspired by Japanese samurai, but then like they were turned into their Star Wars versions, but then the Star Wars versions were turned back into samurai costumes. And those were neat. I think there was an anime of Batman in like an ancient like Japanese style. Ooh, I just got into X-Wing and I'm learning all about the Scum and Villainy Boys. That was my team. I think I have every model they ever published up until 2016.
Brett S. J. Brett S. J. I know all of Greedo's lines, but who is Han Solo's from? The bear guy.
Sometimes, Chewbacca's not my favorite character, and sometimes it takes a while to find, where I left that in what folder did I leave that information? Where on the hard drive is that? Greedo, first, it's on the desktop. But, Chewbacca, you have to go, documents, Star Wars character. He's got to go by alphabet.
Under bear guy, and then there it is.
Speaking of Star Wars, did you see that Jeremy Bullock, OG Boba Fett, passed away? Oh, that's sad that someone died. Didn't he get screwed over where he's no longer in the credits? Or he's not the sole credit because they switched his voice with the guy who voiced Jango Fett in the Clones.
And so, like, when they do something like that, do they just take him out of like IMDb?
I don't know.
Or
I don't know how it works.
Does it just stay?
I mean, IMDb is unofficial, so
yeah, right.
A lot of times IMDb is wrong. Not a lot of the times, but it sometimes is.
I want a 12-hour, just a sound effect of you just shaking paint as ASMR.
and saying Greedo's lines. I loved Greedo as a kid, though. I had an action figure of Greedo. My mom got it for me because she liked Greedo. My mom's a big fan of Star Wars. We had a VCR, and the only
Does she know all the lines too?
No, but the only movie we owned was Star Wars 1, 2, and 3, or not 1, 2, 3, but Star Wars 77, Empire, and Jedi. So I literally watched those multiple times a day, every day of my childhood.
Yeah, that's why you're so normal.
So yeah, so that's why I feel like if I can find something to appreciate in the new movies, anyone can. Mitralette. I suddenly want to make a homebrew chapter now, and still trying to plan what to buy for a combat patrol size. Ooh, Mitralette, a homebrew chapter of what? Space Marines, presumably, because chapters? Do you have like a theme or an idea? Because I'm very familiar with the Space Marine chapters from that goddamn song. Oh my god. Jeremy Bulk was in the suit only. Jason Wingreen did the original Boba voice and then was redubbed by Tamura Morrison. Yeah, wow. So he wasn't even... I heard that there was a story where he was the suit actor because he happened to fit in the suit. Because if you think about it, it's a pretty easy gig. He kind of just walks around a little, and he didn't even have to talk.
Mm-hmm.
I think Boba Fett has almost double the lines of Darth Maul.
Mm.
I still have the Star Wars album of the music in Star Wars. Catherine Smith, this is great holiday painting. If you think this elf is cool, check out the Santa.
Yeah.
TK's 3D prints. I must admit, I am a huge Guyver fan, like the anime and the 2 bad movies, or was there 3? I've seen the first bad movie, and it's incredibly badass special effects with a plot that is just nonsense. Also, it's like weirdly like gritty in terms of its looks, but it's very silly in its like dialogue and characters. Ooh, Mitralette. Homebrew Imperial Fist Successor Chapter. I'm basing their paint scheme off of the Imperial Fist Templar Brethren paint scheme from the Horus Heresy era. Neat. Mm. So black with yellow helmets and pauldrons and a silver trim. Are the reindeer mixed martial arts fighters? Unfortunately, no, there is no reindeer. Although that would be a wonderful thing for them to add. If they're looking for something. I think this came out in 2018. If they're looking for a new holiday kit to put out. Ooh, I was going to send them an email with these photos. Maybe I should say that. Like, what if you made a super badass reindeer that could take some of their, like, machine gun turret mods?
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, I would totally buy some tactical reindeer and a death sleigh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anvil Industry is a little weird on social media. Like, a lot of companies will, like, if you paint one of their models, they'll share it. They don't care. Are you feeling better about the highlighting?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my eyeballs just need to be 2.5 inches away from the model. DK's 3D prints about Guyver. Yeah, they could have done an awesome version based on the anime, but they had to late 80s Americanize it. That sounds about right.
Hell yeah, America. Fixing everything, right?
Mm-hmm. What's an anime?
All I know is my Aunt May.
Rocket fire off the reindeer harnesses. The sleigh, though, like the fighter jet with missiles. I suppose you could build a Santa sleigh and you use their robotic mules as the reindeer. They don't make something that'd be good for the sleigh, though. Dr. Drokel, Jay, when you're done with their clothes, please do the one elf ski mask next. All I see when I look at it is bandages, like a Tusken Raider.
You should paint it to look like bandages.
Nah.
I can't wait to see that bottle.
Mm-hmm. Me neither. These guys remind me a little bit of the movie Krampus. Love that movie.
Was that the movie where the people kept getting up and leaving and then coming back
Probably.
when we saw it in theaters? Like every 5 minutes, people would leave and like open the door and then the light would come in.
Well, what are you going to do? Just sit quietly throughout the movie?
Because I remember someone, and they were talking too, and I remember someone got yelled at.
Mm-hmm.
Some guy really got annoyed. That is the one place where you can really make a bunch of people mad real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not anymore. Now they're all going to
No.
close. But
They're going to be called Disney theaters from now on instead of movie theaters.
and they'll just have Disney Plus,
Yeah.
but you can't control what's playing.
I seen a great picture last night. In Finland, reindeer herds have started spraying the horns on the reindeer with reflective paint to cut down on road accidents. They look so spooky glowing.
Oh my god.
How did they get close enough to reindeer to spray the horns? Did reindeer just not care?
I don't know.
Like, deer don't let you get anywhere near them.
I think they do it from helicopters.
Drones.
Yeah.
They started painting moose antlers in Canada. Is this true?
Now imagine if they started painting moose antlers in Canada. Craig Turpin.
Yeah, Craig Turpin confirm. You could sculpt fins on the bottle and make it into Nuka Dark Rum Bottle, the insanely overpriced Fallout rum that apparently tasted like kerosene and was in a crappy plastic shell over a glass bottle. Yeah, people were pissed about that because they marketed it. Everyone bought it for $90 or whatever. It was really expensive for the bottle. Everyone was like, finally, I'm going to get a glass Nuka-Cola bottle. And it'll be beautiful. And it was a crappy plastic shell over a generic glass bottle.
Yep. Wow, and did they sell it as a glass bottle?
It looked from the art, you couldn't tell it was plastic.
You were just, yeah.
And I think was it Kickstarted or was it like...
Official?
It was official, but it wasn't like like Bethesda didn't make it. They outsourced it. It was, yeah. And it was a big hullabaloo. They need to remake Fallout New Vegas. Fallout New Vegas is perfection. And yeah, just remake that. Apparently Fallout 4 was mixed. TK's 3 Prints. I wish I got some skull glass bottle molds made to blow glass into. I would make a killing selling skull bottles. Well, you know, there's a one of the Ghostbusters.
Yep.
Was it Rick Moranis?
No.
No. Oh no, it wasn't. It was what was the other one? Who's the nut?
Yeah. I have no idea.
He sells.
Someone tell us.
Who makes Crystal Head vodka? Dan Aykroyd. Dan Aykroyd is famous for his Crystal Head vodka that is apparently filtered with diamonds.
Remember we saw a bottle in person.
Yeah, it's not even expensive. It's like $50.
It's a cool bottle.
It is. Yeah, one day I'll definitely get one, and then cut it with Ecto Cooler.
I don't think Ghostbusters 2 is very good.
No. It starts out kind of fine. You know, they're just fat and schlubby now. But yeah,
it's boring.
Yeah.
Okay, especially compared to the first one.
I didn't love Ghostbusters 3 either. With the ladies. That one's better than 2.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's better than 2, but that one's not that great either.
I think they're making another Ghostbusters something.
It's okay, they can let things die.
Yeah, that's true.
Imagine writing a news story.
Oh my god. Why would you do that? Connor Reed, I know this is sin, but I haven't played New Vegas, waiting for a remaster. You're gonna wait your entire life away. They should, but I don't think they're gonna. It's very good, and you can buy it for like $10. Just get it and play it.
Dr. Drokel, Ghostbusters 2016 is not better than Ghostbusters 2. You take that back.
I mean, it's not good.
No.
But it's better. 2's fine. 2 has its moments. I like when they're making fun of that one guy. They're like, "Where are you from?" And he goes, "The Upper West Side." I like that line.
That's about it.
I like when the Ghostbusters are performing at birthday parties.
Yeah. It's fun.
The ending is such a slog, though. And what even happens?
Yeah. Remember, because we watched it. We watched them back to back.
Yeah.
I don't know, 1 year. And we thought it opened with the court scene.
Oh
Remember the
yeah,
Ghostbusters court scene? We both thought it
like the best
opened with
part.
that. Yeah, but no, that's like halfway through the movie.
Yeah, it takes forever.
And I remember we watched Ghostbusters 1, thought it was great. Then we watched Ghostbusters 2, and then we were like, "Geez, is Ghostbusters 2 like an hour longer or like 30 minutes longer or something?" And it's shorter by like 10 minutes. It was insane. It just feels so slow.
Yeah, I think 16. The Ghostbusters 2016. Which is it called? Goddamn Ghostbusters.
Yes.
That's garbage. That is garbage. I immediately, if it gets a 6, it now gets a 5 because of the name.
Mm-hmm. I hope if they come out with another Ghostbusters, they call that one just Ghostbusters.
So we'll have 3 just Ghostbusters.
Mm-hmm. That'd be pretty funny.
What was happening in that movie? It was like It's the same as the first movie.
Yes.
It's the exact same plot as the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it opens with everyone's favorite character from The Office. I can't even remember his name. Glenn? Gale? Gabe.
Mm-hmm.
Goddamn Gabe.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, he's like the greatest guy in the whole world and like one of the funniest improvisers of all time. I've never liked him in anything.
He's in Silicon Valley.
Is he? I've never seen that.
He's pretty good. I've only seen half of it, but he's pretty funny in it.
Yeah, hopefully he got all his unfunny out on The Office. Also, why would you add a character in like season 8? They added a lot of characters really late because they were like, "What do we do without Michael? Maybe we should have stopped the show." No, we're making too much money. Ah, you got us there. Okay, let's keep going. The bad thing about Ghostbusters 2016, which is the worst thing in the world, just call it something, is that all the actors are funny in other stuff, but the movie is horrible. Yeah, no, it's really bad.
But they're not funny in SNL because SNL sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's not very funny.
There's a lot better stuff online. Although Dave Chappelle was on recently, within the last month or two, and he had one bit in the whole thing that was amazing. You could tell like he wrote it though, so of course it was so good.
Predator 2 was really cool. I think it's an underrated sequel. Should have gotten a true third. You know what's great about Predator 2? It's called Predator 2. You can't confuse it with Predator. I like Predator 2. The only thing I don't like about Predator 2 is you don't feel bad for anyone who dies. Because the whole first part of the movie, like the Predator is murdering like rapists and drug lords. And so you're like, yeah. This was fine. Like in the first movie, you like the gang. And you don't want to see them go, but they get picked off one by one. The new Ghostbusters is called Ghostbusters Afterlife. Isn't the next Ghostbusters supposed to be Egon's kid and one of the kids from Stranger Things? That'd be fine, probably. If it's new people. And you know what? Maybe you don't make it a comedy. If you make it a comedy, it's just going to get compared to Ghostbusters and lose. But what if it was kind of serious?
Be a comedy.
I mean, it's ghosts. You can make ghosts kind of scary.
I think if they're gonna not make it a comedy, then shouldn't it just be not Ghostbusters?
That's true.
Something else.
The Adventures of Ghost Hunters.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah, I mean, the joke is, what if common exterminators exterminated ghosts?
Right.
How many movies is that good for?
Two. And barely two.
Hmm. Lucky Bat. Gabe's character in The Office was so scummy. Do you think they'll ever do Porky's or Police Academy remakes? Probably not. Ooh, Dr. Jokel. I really like Predators with Adrian Brody. Yeah, they pulled an alien. You make it plural to get another sequel out of it, which is fine, although I do prefer the title and two. Or like a cool, like, extra name.
Reloaded.
Yeah. Predator 2, or Die Hard, and then Die Hard 2, Die Harder. I did like the Adrian Brody movie, and I like that Adrian Brody. He's sexy. And it's funny, he gets so ripped for that movie, and he's barely ripped. Because he's just, it's like Nick if you got really ripped. Mm-hmm. Like you'd weigh 109 pounds.
Mm-hmm. Well, I got to get roided up.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get roided up, all bets are off. But, yeah. I mean, this is me with steroids, though. Mm-hmm. So just imagine how strong I'll be if I work out.
Mm-hmm. Connor Reed. True. But the world building in Predator 2 is awesome. And they drop the Ancient Aliens reveal, and it sets up all of AVP. That's true, and I think you do get a shot of the interior of the Predator ship, and you see the alien skull. And at the end, you see all the other aliens, and they present him with the flintlock pistol, which proves that the Predators have been coming to America for a long time. And it proves that the Predators are kind of like bad hunters. Because how hard were humans to take down in 1492? Before we had invented the machine gun. The trailer for the new Ghostbusters looks a bit more serious than the previous, and also has Paul Rudd and Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things.
I think maybe they should just make a different movie.
Probably. Jay, are you saying that you don't like the title Borat subsequent movie film? Delivery of prodigious bride to American regime to make benefit once glorious nation of Kazakhstan. That sounds like the greatest title that's ever been made. Is that the title of the second one? I would have been pissed if they just called it Borat.
Yep. Borat 2020.
That would have been a good title too. Brett S. AVP is a goddamn travesty. Alien vs. Predator is very bad, although I think it's worth it that it exists because you can just watch all 16 minutes of cool stuff on YouTube. The plot makes no goddamn sense, and the humans all suck. And it's not worth sitting through the whole movie, but if you just want to see like the alien fights, yeah. Just hack them up, put them on YouTube. I think I actually like Alien vs. Predator Requiem better, except for that the movie is color graded so dark, it's almost impossible to see anything.
That's probably because it looked so good.
I'm sure. Dr. Jokel, that's the full title. I love it. AVP is actually much better if you watch AVP 2 right after. They feel so different. I mean, there's no characters. When there's not a single character that is part of Alien vs. Predator 1 that's in Alien vs. Predator 2. And the location is different, and the situation is different. It's just different. So it doesn't really feel like a sequel. It also takes place... It feels like it takes place... Alien vs. Predator Requiem feels like it takes place in the near future. But then Alien vs. Predator Requiem feels like it takes place in like the early 80s. Or maybe like the early 90s. It's very weird. All right, folks. It is 10 o'clock, and you know what that means.
What does it mean?
I don't know. It means that the stream is over. But I think we got I did some good work on finishing off the clothing of the elves.
Yeah, and we only talked about Star Wars for 30 minutes instead of a whole episode.
Mm-hmm.
So we did some good progress on that.
Yeah. McClunky. All right, everyone.
Yep. Yeah, we had a video out yesterday, a video out tomorrow.
Yeah,
and,
good one tomorrow.
We'll be back and we'll be back here tomorrow at 9 p.m. Central.